Good morning, students. Standard 7, Chapter 1, Integers, Part 2. In our previous class, we have started new chapter, that is Chapter 1, Integers. What do you mean by integers? The collection of negative numbers, 0, and positive numbers are called integers. And we have completed exercise 1.1. Today, we are going to study some properties of integers. Properties of addition and subtraction of integers. First property, that is closure property. Closure property under addition. You can open your textbook. Page number 5. Let us see whether this property is true for integers or not. Following are some pairs of integers. Observe the following table and complete it. 17 plus 23. What is the answer? 40, right? Is it an integer? Yes, it is an integer. Minus 10 plus 3. What is the answer? Minus 10 plus 3. One is negative number, one is positive number. We have to subtract. So 10 minus 3, that is 7. And which is the greater number? 10. Sign is minus. So is it an integer? Yes, it is again an integer, right? You have to write in your textbook like this. The next one, minus 75 plus 18. So one negative number, one positive number, again you have to subtract. So subtract yourself and check. 75 minus 18. So 5 is smaller than 8, so you have to borrow. 15 minus 8, that is 7. Here 6, 6 minus 1, that is 5, right? Subtract yourself, don't copy answer from here. You can do it yourself. And which is the greater number? 75, and again sign is minus. So answer is minus 57. Again it is an integer, right? So write in the textbook, it is an integer. Like this you can check remaining. So fourth one, again already written the answer. 19 plus minus 25 is equal to minus 6. It is an integer. 5, 6, 7. You can do it as homework and complete it yourself and check whether it is an integer or not. Okay. Now, can you say what you observe here? Is the sum of two integers always an integer? What is your answer? Yes or no? Yes, right? You can see here all result answers are integers. So, yes. Now, did you find a pair of integer whose sum is not an integer? No, right? All sum is integer. Since addition of integers give integers, we say integers are closed under addition. So, what do you understand from this? When you add two integers, always answer is integers, right? When you add two integers, answer is again an integer. So, we can say that integers are closed under addition. Underline in your textbook. Integers are closed under addition. In general, we can say for any two integers a and b, a plus b is again an integer. It's clear? No need of writing in your maths notebook. You can underline in the textbook. Next, b, closure under subtraction. So now we are going to check whether this closure property is true in the case of subtraction. What happens when we subtract an integer from another integer? Can we say that their difference is also an integer? You can take next page, that is page number 6, and read yourself. Observe the following table and complete it. Statement first one, 7 minus 9. 7 is positive number, 9 is negative number, you have to subtract. So 9 minus 7, that is 2, and 9 is greater number, sign is minus, so minus 2. Is it an integer? Yes, it is an integer. Next one, 17 minus minus 21. Whenever bracket comes, you have to remove. So minus into minus plus 17 plus 21. You can write like this 17 plus 21. What is the answer? Just add yourself and check. Don't copy from the board, right? Just add yourself. So 7 plus 1, that is 8, and 2 plus 1, that is 3. Answer is 38. Is it an integer? Yes, we can say that 38 is an integer. Third one, minus 8 minus minus 14. Answer is already given here. Minus into minus plus 14 minus 8. One positive number, one negative number, you have to subtract. So 14 minus 8, that is 6. It is again an integer. Fourth one, minus 21 minus minus 10. Again remove the bracket, minus into minus plus. Minus 21 plus 10. So what is the answer? Again one negative number, one positive number, you have to subtract. So minus 21 plus 10, we will get answer minus 11. Right? Is it an integer? Yes. Negative number, it is again an integer. Now 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, you can do it as yourself. It is homework for you. Just this is homework. Now read the sentence here. What do you observe here? Can you say what do you observe here? Is there any pair of integers whose difference is not an integer? Can you say any integers, any answers are not an integer? No, right? So just write here, no. So the answer is no. So write the answer here, no. Can we say integers are closed under subtraction? Yes, we can say that integers are closed under subtraction. Just underline this sentence. Integers are closed under subtraction. That means when you subtract in two integers, the answer is always an integer. That means if a and b are two integers, then a minus b is again an integer. It's clear? Do the whole numbers satisfy this property? Question for you. Can we say whole numbers are satisfying this property? Suppose we will take one whole number, that is 0 is a whole number, and subtract 1. What is 0 minus 1? We know that 0 minus 1 is minus 1. Can we say minus 1 is a whole number? It is not a whole number. Right? So, for example, 0 minus 1, answer is minus 1. We can say that it is not a whole number. So, whole number does not satisfy this closure property. So, just write here, no. It's clear now? That means integers are closed under subtraction, but whole numbers are not closed under subtraction. It's clear? Now, page number 7, second property, that is commutative property. Upon your textbook, addition, first one, we know that 3 plus 5 is equal to 5 plus 3 is equal to 8. What is the meaning of this? If you change the order, first one 3 plus 5, now we have add 5 plus 3. That means we can add in any order if the answer is same, that is the whole number can be added in any order. In other words, addition is commutative for whole numbers. Clear? So when we add in any order the whole numbers, we will get the same whole number. Okay? Can we say the same for integers also? Let's check. We have 5 plus minus 6. One is positive number, one is negative number. So we have to subtract 6 minus 5, that is 1. And 6 is greater number, sign is minus. Answer is minus 1 and minus 6 plus 5. So again answer is minus 1. Right? So both answers are same. So first we add 5 plus minus 6. Second we add minus 6 plus 5. We change the order but still we got the same answer. So 5 plus minus 6 is equal to minus 6 plus 5. Again we will check next 3 sums already given. You can check, are the following equal? Minus 8 plus minus 9. What is minus 8 plus minus 9? Both are negative number. We can add 8 plus 9, that is 17. So answer is minus 17. Again, minus 9 plus minus 8. Again, both are negative numbers. So we can add 9 plus 8, again 17. And sign is minus. So here what is the answer? Both answer is minus 17. Both answers are same. The next one, minus 23 plus 32. So one positive number, one negative number we have to subtract. So what is the answer? 9, right? Again 32 plus minus 23. So again answer is 9. So both answers are same. 23 plus 9, that is 32. Minus 45 plus 0. Answer is minus 45. 0 plus minus 45, answer is minus 45. Right? So what we can understand from here? You can try. They said you can try other pairs of integers. Do you find any pairs of integers for which the sums are different when the order is changed? No, right? Certainly not. We say that, just underline the sentence. Addition is commutative for integers. So we can say addition is commutative for whole numbers and addition is commutative for integers also, right? So here we are, just underline here, addition is commutative for whole numbers. In general, for any two integers a and b, just underline again, any two integers a and b, we can say that a plus b is equal to b plus a. It's clear? A and b are any two integers. If we add a plus b, it is same as b plus a. That means we can change the order, right? We can add the integers any order. It's clear? Second property, that is for subtraction. That means commutative for subtraction, right? So commutative property, first we are studying addition and second one is subtraction. We know that subtraction is not commutative for whole numbers, right? So already we have studied last year whole number chapter. Commutative property is not true for subtraction. Is it commutative for integers? Let's check. Consider the integers 5 and minus 3. Is 5 minus minus 3 same as minus 3 minus 5? No, because check 5 minus minus 3. What is the answer? Minus into minus plus. So 5 plus 3, that is 8. Now change the numbers, minus 3 minus 5. Both are negative number, we can add. So minus 3 minus 5, answer is minus 8. One we got 8, another we got minus 8. Both are same? No, both are not same. Like this, you can take at least 5 different pairs of integers and check. So what we can conclude? Subtraction is not commutative for integers. Here, so subtraction is not commutative for whole number. Last year we have studied, and this year we are studying that subtraction is not commutative for integers. Clear? That means when we change the numbers in any order, the answer is not same for subtraction. Third property, that is associative property. So commutative property we have studied for addition and subtraction. The next one is associative property. First, for addition, consider the integers -3, -2 and -5. This is in the same page, page number 7. Look at -5 plus -3 plus -2. This is one bracket, and -5 plus -3, that is one bracket, plus -2. In the first sum, -3 and -2 are grouped together, and in the second, -5 and -3 are grouped together. You can see here, right? These both together, one bracket, and -5, -3 in one bracket. We will check whether we get different result. So just they draw number lines, easy for you to add. That's why they shown here. So -3 plus -2. What is the answer? 3 plus 2, that is -5, right? Plus -5. So here, whenever negative number comes, you have to go to left side. -3 plus 2 is 1, 2, -2, 1, 2, 3, that is -5. So that is -3 plus -2, that is -5, plus -5. So again -5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what is the answer here? -10. It's clear? Now we will go to next one. -5 plus -3. So here -5 plus -3. So 1, 2, 3, that is -3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that is -5. So what is the answer? -5 plus -3, answer is -8, plus -2. So -8, again -2, go to left side, 1, 2. So what is the answer? -10. So both answers are same, right? So here -5 plus bracket, -3 plus -2, we got -10. And here -5 plus -3, one bracket, plus -2, we got -10. It's clear? In both the case, we get -10. That is -5 plus -3 plus -2, then one bracket, is equal to -5 plus -2 in one bracket, plus -3. Both the answers are same. Answer is -10. Clear? Similarly, consider -3, 1 and -7. This you can check yourself, complete it yourself, and check whether both answers are same. Okay. Take 5 more such examples. You will not find any examples for which the sums are different. So what we can say, addition is associative for integers. Yeah. So in general, what we can say, for any integer a, b and c, a plus bracket b plus c is equal to a plus b in one bracket plus c. Clear? Just learn this. A plus b plus c is equal to a plus b plus c. This property is known as associative property for addition. Fourth property, additive identity. When we add 0 to any whole numbers, we get the same whole number. Just underline there in the textbook. You can see in page number 8. When we add 0 to any whole numbers, we get the same whole number, right? So what we can say, that 0 is an additive identity for whole numbers. So which is the additive identity for whole numbers? It is called 0. Now, is it an additive identity again for integers? So their question is, can we say 0 is an additive identity for integers? Let's check. Observe the following and fill in the blanks. -8 plus 0. What is the answer? -8 plus 0? -8. -23 plus 0. What is the answer? -23. 0 plus -59. Answer is -59. 0 plus -8. Answer is -8. 0 plus -37. Answer is -37. 0 plus dash is equal to -43. Answer is -43. So just write the answer out. So here answer is minus 43, and here answer is minus 23. 0 plus minus 59, answer is minus 59, right? Minus 69 plus dash is equal to minus 61. So answer is 0. Again, dash plus 0 is equal to dash. You can write any number here. It's your wish, because they are not given any number. So just write any. It's your wish. You can write any number. I'm just writing here 4. 4 plus 0 is equal to 4. Right? The above example shows that 0 is an additive identity for integers, because when we add 0 to any number, we will get the same number, right? And the number is again an integer. You can verify it by adding 0 to any other 5 integers. So you can take any other 5 examples and check whether you are getting an integer. In general, what we can say, for any integer a, that means for any integer a plus 0 is equal to a, or 0 plus a. Okay, a plus 0 is equal to a is equal to 0 plus a. Underline here also, 0 is an additive identity for integers. It's clear. What is the meaning of additive identity? When we add 0 to any integers, we get the same integer. So that number is called additive identity. So which number is called additive identity for integers? 0 is called additive identity for integers, because when we add 0 to any integer, we get the same integer. It's clear? Now try this from page number 8. Question number 1. Write a pair of integers whose sum gives, first one, a negative integer. So when we add two integers, right, the answer is again an integer. So first one. So 10 is an integer and minus 15 is again an integer. When we add 10 plus minus 15, one positive number, one negative number. What is the answer? 10 plus minus 15 minus 5, right? Is it an integer? Yes. It is an integer, but we want negative integer. It is a negative integer? Yes. Okay. It's not compulsory you have to take 10 and minus 15. You can take any integers, any two integers, but the condition is the answer should be a negative integer. It's clear? The next one, write a pair of integers whose sum gives 0. So when we will get the 0 number, you have to take the opposite. Suppose I am taking here 10. So what you have to take opposite? Minus 10, or 5 plus minus 5, or 2 plus minus 2, 100 plus minus 100, or minus 50 plus 50, right? So when we add these two numbers, always we will get the answer is 0. It's clear? Third one, an integer smaller than both the integers. So you can take two integers, but the answer should be an integer, and it should be smaller than both the integers. Question is clear? So I am taking here minus 5 plus minus 7. Both are integers. When we add, both are negative number. When we add, we will get minus 12. 5 plus 7, that is 12, and both are negative sign. You have to put minus 12. Now let's check whether this minus 12 is smaller than both the integers. We know that minus 12 is smaller than minus 7, right? Again, minus 12 is smaller than minus 5 also. Like this, you can find out any pairs. It is not compulsory. You have to write the same example from the video, right? You can write in your own example in your max notebook. So try this. You have to write in your max notebook. Question number D. An integer smaller than only one of the integer. So here they said both the integer. Here they said only one of the integer. So you can take any two integer, but the sum should be smaller than any one of the integer. It's clear? So minus 5 plus 3. So what is minus 5 plus 3? One is positive number, one negative number, you have to subtract. So 5 minus 3, that is 2, and minus sign, so minus 2. So what we can say? Minus 2 is smaller than 3, right? But minus 2 is greater than minus 5. So we can say that this answer is smaller than one number, that is 3, right? So here minus 12 is smaller than both the integer, but here minus 2 is smaller than only one of the integer. It is greater than minus 5, but it is smaller than 3. Clear? Now, an integer greater than both the integer. An integer greater than both the integers. So you can take two integers, but the sum should be greater than this both the integer. So I have taken here 5 and 3. Both are integer. We know 5 plus 3 is 8. 8 is greater than 3 and 8 is greater than 5 also. So I just solved here 5 sums. Again I am saying that you don't want to write the same sum numbers. You can take your own sums and check whether it is satisfying these conditions. Clear? Now, question number 2, that is homework for you. You can do it yourself. Write a pair of integers whose difference gives. So, the first one we have done here, sum gives. Here, question is difference. So, instead of plus, you have to do minus. Do it as homework. Exercise 1.2, question number 1. Write down a pair of integers whose first one, sum is minus 7. So, you can find out a pair of integers whose sum is minus 7. There are lots of numbers, so you can write only one pair. So I am writing here that is minus 7 and 0, because minus 7 plus 0 is minus 7. You can write minus 4 plus minus 3, answer is minus 7. Minus 5 plus minus 2, answer is minus 7. Minus 6 plus minus 1, answer is minus 7. Or minus 10 plus 3, again minus 7. Like this, lots of pairs are there. Write any one. It's not compulsory you have to write the same. You can write any other, but answer should be minus 7. Clear? No need of writing all these examples because they are a pair of integers. So any one you have to write in your maths notebook. Clear? Question number B. Difference is minus 10. So you have to write a pair of integers whose difference is minus 10. So before showing the answer, can you find out yourself? Just check. Difference should be minus 10. You got it? Yes, we will check. Minus 20 and 10. Minus 20 plus 10, answer is minus 10. Any other pair? Just find out, check yourself. Minus 25 plus 15, right? Minus 25 plus 15, again minus 10. Like this you can find out lots of pairs. Any one pair you have to write here. Sum is 0. That is very easy only. Any number. Minus 7 plus 7 is 0. Minus 5 plus 5 is 0. It's already we discussed. So 5 and minus 5, because 5 plus minus 5, answer is, remove the bracket, plus into minus minus. So 5 minus 5, answer is 0. Question number 2. First one. Write a pair of negative integers whose difference gives 8. So you have to find out two negative integers, but their difference should be 8. Okay. So minus 2 and minus 10, because it is not addition. You have to find difference. Okay. So minus 2 minus minus 10. So minus into minus plus. So minus 2 plus 10. So 10 minus 2, answer is 8. Clear? Like this you can find out lots of pair. Any one answer you have to write in the maths notebook. Second one, write a negative integer and a positive integer whose sum is minus 5. You have to take one negative integer and one positive integer. You can't take both negative or both positive. One negative and one positive. Clear? So I am writing here minus 10 and 5. If you subtract minus 10, 5. So here question is sum is, right? So you have to add. So minus 10 plus 5. So one positive number, one negative number you have to subtract. So minus 10 plus 5, answer is minus 5. Clear? So you have to read the question. First question is difference and second one is sum. Third one, write a negative integer and a positive integer whose difference is minus 3. So you have to take one negative integer and one positive integer, and the difference should be minus 3. So minus 1 and 2. So when you subtract, we will check minus 1 minus 2. So both are negative numbers. So you have to add 2 plus 1, that is 3. So answer is minus 3. It's clear? Question number 3. In a quiz, Team A scored minus 40, 10, 0 and Team B scored 10, 0, minus 40 in 3 successive rounds. Which team scored more? Can we say that we can add integers in any order? So first we have to find which team scored more. So first we will find the total score of team A, then total score of team B, then we will compare which team scored more. Okay. So total score of team A, that is minus 40 plus 10 plus 0. 10 plus 0, that is 10. Minus 40 plus 10. One positive number, one negative number, we have to subtract and put greater number sign. So 40 minus 10, that is 30. And 40 is the greater number, sign is minus. So answer is minus 30. It's clear? Now, total score of team B. It's given 10 plus 0 plus minus 40. It's clear? Now 10 plus 0, that is 10. 10 plus minus 40. One positive number, one negative number, we have to subtract. So 10 minus 40, that is minus 30. It's clear? Now both team A and B got same points, right? So what is the first answer? Which team scored more? Both team A and team B scored equal points. It's clear? Can we say that we can add integers in any order? See, look at the scores. One is minus 40, here minus 40. 10, 10, 0, 0. All the numbers, points are same, right? Here we add minus 40 plus 10 plus 0. But here we add 10 first, then 0, then minus 40. So, if we add in any order, we will get the same answer, right? So, what is the answer? Second one? Yes, we can add integers in any order. It's clear? Question number 4. Fill in the blanks to make the following statements true. First one, minus 5 plus minus 8 is equal to minus 8 plus dash. So what is the answer comes here? Here minus 5 plus minus 8. So which property we can say this? Commutative property. So we can add in any order. So here minus 8 comes first. So what is the answer when it comes equal? This minus 5. So answer is minus 5. Okay. Minus 8 plus minus 5. Next one, minus 53 plus dash is equal to minus 53. So, minus 53 plus dash. So, when we add 0 to any number, we will get the same number. So, answer is 0. And what is the property here? Additive identity. 17 plus dash is equal to 0. What is the answer? 17 plus minus 17 is equal to 0. Next one, 13 plus minus 12, one bracket, plus dash is equal to 13 plus bracket minus 12 plus minus 7. So here again, which property? Associative property. If A, B, C are three integers, then A plus B bracket plus C is equal to A plus B plus C. So what is C here? Minus 7. So what is the answer here? Minus 7. The next one, minus 4 plus 15 plus minus 3. This is one bracket is equal to minus 4 plus 15 plus dash. Again, associative property. So here first last two numbers in one bracket, here first two numbers. So what is the C here? Minus 3. So what will come here? Minus 3. It's clear? All the property what we discussed that you have to learn properly, then you can fill it easily. So here first one properties, commutative property. We don't want to write commutative property because here question is fill in the blanks, but you have to understand which property they have used here. Clear? Students, Today we have discussed the properties of integers, addition and subtraction, closure property, commutative property, associative property, additive identity. You have to learn all the properties well. Then complete exercise 1.2 in your notebook. We will continue the next exercise in the next class. Thank you.